500 kilometers? Are you kidding me? Okay guys, so today I'm at the Porsche Damansara outlet. Okay, just came from the McLaren showroom covering the 675 LT launch, and now I am here looking at, well, you can call this the 911 of electric cars. You can call it the Panamera of electric cars. But here you have, this is the Porsche Taycan, and it's just been launched in Malaysia, available with a selection of 3 variants. This one that I'm looking at here, this is the base 4S model, and pricing is 725,000 ringgit with taxation, with taxes. So well, I mean, if you spec it up with all the optional extras and add-ons that Porsche typically gives you, you still could conceivably drive one of these home for less than a million ringgit. Okay, so let's jump to the numbers. Well, this one, okay, the outputs for this is 530 PS maximum output. This 4S version is 530 PS, but if you opt for the optional performance battery plus, the power goes up to 571 PS, and the range, okay, as most of you may ask, right, the cruising range for one of these per full charge, 407 kilometers. Okay, in standard configuration. If you take the optional performance battery plus pack, it's 463 kilometers, and that is about the same range as a full tank of fuel, all right, in a regular petrol model. So this is in many ways a game changer, because this now becomes an electric vehicle that you can conceivably drive on a medium length outstation trip. Easily it will do KL to Malacca. If you can even do KL Penang or KL JB, if you know, once you arrive at your destination there, you have a place to charge up the car. And the charging time for one of these is it's about half an hour to charge from 0 to from empty to full, all right, and it's because it runs on an 800 volt electrical architecture, all right. So let's think about it this way. Let's say, for example, today you want to drive a Taycan to Penang, all right. You just take this car, blast it around the North South Highway, you reach Penang, all right. Then once you get there, you head to the Porsche showroom in Penang, plug your car in, recharge there. Within half an hour, you are good to go. Your range is fully replenished. Okay, yeah, so this is a game changer for electric vehicles in our market, all right. And yeah, so, and kudos to Porsche for making it at such a relatively attractive price point. So let's look deeper into the details of this car. The shape of this car, it's very reminiscent of a Panamera. It's almost like the Panamera is a 7 Series car. This looks like a 5 Series size car. All right. The front end is well, this is a very distinctive looking front end. All right, and it has the trademark 4-corner LED lighting signature of Porsches. A very simple design, and yeah, so you can see the lower edge of the bumper. It has this front splitter here. Very in a way, it's a distinctive look, but at the same time, it is a very unfussy look. Okay, now one more aspect that I want to mention about this car is that maintenance of this car, I believe, should be lowest among Porsches, because, well, you don't have belts to change, you don't have a lot of fluids to change. Your only fluids would be your brake fluids, your coolant, and maybe your aircon gas. That's it. All right. Then of course your wear and tear part will be your suspension parts, your brake pads, brake discs. That's it. No timing belt, no gaskets to worry about. No, yeah, very easy to maintain because it's full electric. Okay, and you notice that you see the front fender here, left side and right side, so you can charge this car from either side. So it's very useful if, let's say, like you are parking, let's say like you let's say at your house, right? Okay, let's say you install your charging box at this wall here. You can either choose to park this way or this way also. It's still okay for you to recharge your car, no problem. Okay, yeah, so let's get inside. Wait, let's look at the back of the car first. Okay, once again, the rear end of the car, very the styling, the overall styling of this car, I have to say, is very clean. Okay, front, rear, sideways, very clean design. No unnecessary flaring. All right, perhaps it's deliberately done that way to minimize the drag. Okay, and of course to preserve your range as much as possible. Now let's look inside. Okay, so they say that the basic architecture of the dashboard is inspired by the 911's vertical dash design. Okay, and inside here it looks properly futuristic. All right, it's a full digital instrument cluster in here. All right, inside here, this I believe would be another screen here, and this is the climate control section. This is the this is also a touch screen, which where you have the climate control. All right, okay, I've got the main screen here started. Okay, here is the drive selection, so you can set park, reverse, neutral. Okay, fabulous materials, very simple design, and you have this clock here, pop-up clock here. All right, lovely materials all in. Okay, nice to touch, really lovely to touch. And down here, oh, wow, so this here, there's like a space here, okay, which you can put things here, but it's not deepened down, so you can't drop things here and and prevent it from sliding down. Maybe this is a wireless charging tray. Okay, sounds like a reasonable space for it. There are no charging ports there or any sort of thing like that. Now here, what do we have here? This is the ashtray, or you can take this out, you can remove this, and this becomes a cup holder. You can put this here as well. Now this is not an openable lid, but it's a nice armrest. Now you can see here, even inside here, right, it is a very fuss-free design, but you're just surrounded with a whole bunch of very lush, very what's the word for it, very supple, very sumptuous selection of materials. All right, that you just want to touch every square inch of this car. Okay, here is you have touch sections here to disable your traction control, or adjust your suspension and all that. Okay, this is also a familiar steering wheel design. Okay, with your drive mode selection knob here. Okay, here's the door card. Now it's quite obvious, right? This is well, this is a monocolor design, but I think if this design would stand out better if they had specified, like a contrast color scheme that would really bring out the design. I believe if you want to, you can choose to specify this portion here in a different color, which would then be matched across here. Yeah, I believe this is a cabin that would look even really great if they had specified, like, a contrast color scheme. That would be lovely. But overall, I would say the material selection is fantastic. All right, it really feels like a very expensive place to be in. So same thing here. This is the rear section of the car. Now this is obviously a four-seater. I'm going to come inside, and rear aircon blowers. Now this obviously is a touch panel for rear zone climate control. Down here we've got a tray here, rubberized, so things don't, you can put your mobile phone there and things won't slide about. Drop this down. Wow, surprisingly a very simple cup holder design on the armrest, and a very thin armrest at that. All right, so I'm 170 centimeters tall. I'm seated back here. Good lean angle at the back. Little tight on head, slightly tight on the headroom up here. Good thigh support, and good leg room here. So you come here, and we shall open the boot. Electric opening. Decently sized boot. All right. Open under here. Got a hidden compartment here as well. Okay, so you can drop more things in there. Let me just put this back. You've got a 12-volt socket here, and another more hidden compartments here as well. Just close them. All right, and show you guys here frameless doors. So lastly, this being the 4S model, as its name suggests. 4S means that this car is all-wheel drive. It has one electric motor powering each axle. Okay, so from the 4S we now come to the mid-spec Taycan Turbo. This is priced at, well, ringgit 1 million. All right, and for that money you get 680 PS, 850 Newton meters of torque, and 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.2 seconds. All right, and the full range is 450 kilometers per hour. So this is also a decent performer, and basically what it means is that coming from the 4S, you are getting more performance and more cruising range. Basically what you get here is a more powerful battery, plus maybe, you know, a higher rating for the motor. Now, of course, in terms of the exterior fittings, this one you can see here a more aggressive rear bumper design. In this variant here, you get more aggressive rims as well. The front end of the bumper, to me, yep, this one also has the front splitter here. Okay, so this part now is painted. Okay, a slightly different front splitter design. And what I want to show you more is what I was making the point earlier. Now this example here has a two-tone interior, all right, and you can see here immediately, right, in this two-tone interior, it brings out the dash, the interior design lines a lot better. So especially when you see here this beige contrast lining to contrast with the rest of the dark interior, I think this color scheme easily looks far more appealing than the example in the 4S that we see earlier. And given the choice, I would highly urge any of you guys to spec your Taycan in this kind of color scheme, right, where you have a contrast color that gives depth to the design. And finally, we have the range topper. This is the Turbo S, and the price of one of these, 1.2 million ringgit before options, but as again include taxes. This is the top dog, and well, you can identify this even more from aggressive styling cues, See the front bumper, now that this one here is finished in carbon fiber. The charging port now has this fin here as well, all right, but I believe purely for decorative purposes lah. We come to the back here, all right, so you can see this is the rear bumper. And the important figures for this car, well, 761 PS, 1050 Newton meters of torque. So you can accelerate from 0 to 100 in one of these buggers 2.8 seconds, the same amount of time as a McLaren 765 LT that that I viewed earlier. All right, so really interesting to see one of these doing a drag race with the McLaren 765 LT. All right, cruising range of the Turbo S here, 412 kilometers per full charge. All right, and let me just bring you to show the inside. Now this example here also has a nice black roof, okay, and I'll just come in here, and this is the handsome face of Eugene from Autobus. All right, but just want to show you guys, this is, in this example here, we have red contrast with black interior, which I think also is a very attractive one. But the one with the black contrast, the beige contrast black interior, to me, that would be my favorite. Okay, that one to me looks the classiest. And yeah, and this, here you have it, guys. These are the three variants of the new Porsche Taycan, and I just want to say that where our market is concerned, this now becomes another game changer with electric vehicles. So before this, right, over the last 1 year, we had welcomed the Nissan Leaf, we had welcomed the Mini EVs. Both these cars are really starting to present realistic, real-world usable electric vehicle motoring propositions, right? With more than 200 kilometers per full charge, you can use these cars on a day-to-day basis. But the Taycan, with 400 kilometers of range, I mean, even if you're a bit more conservative, let's say like you drive the battery up at 300 kilometers per hour, this is a car that you can conceivably drive this on an outstation trip. All right, once you reach there, be sure to find somewhere to charge your battery, and then you have enough to come back. So definitely, this car will push us a further 2 or 3 steps closer towards electrified motoring.